The man nervously drew a circle on the floor with a piece of chalk, because something evil was trying to get through the door. Just in time, he finished the circle. When the spirit entered the room, it kept circling around the bed. An invisible barrier trapped it outside and kept it from getting any closer. Once Jack realized the spirit couldn't reach him, he slowly drifted off to sleep. After checking the room and finding the spirit gone, he finally relaxed. Jack was a writer who specialized in supernatural horror novels. When he was a child, he accidentally pulled a trigger. The accident killed his mother. His father was devastated and passed away not long afterward. Ever since then, Jack had been seeing his mother's ghost. Lately, the visions had become more frequent. For years, guilt had haunted him. Hoping to give his parents peace, he decided to scatter their ashes at one of their favorite travel destinations. Afterward, he checked into an old hotel where they once stayed. He planned to leave the next day, but there he heard a strange legend. People said a witch had once been burned alive at the hotel. Since then, guests had mysteriously disappeared. After several failed investigations, the owner sealed off the room connected to the legend. Everyone was warned to stay away. Curious, Jack asked the receptionist to take him inside, but she refused, afraid of getting in trouble. Anna, who loved ghost stories, immediately pulled out a book. According to the book, drawing a chalk circle around yourself could protect you from the witch. As they talked, a hotel worker named Abby walked over. Excited, Anna asked him to tell the story again. Abby was supposedly one of the people who had encountered the witch. After some hesitation, he began. One day, while hiding near the room instead of working, something suddenly knocked his hat off. He nervously shined a lighter into the darkness, and there he saw a pale face staring back at him. Jack wasn't impressed. As a horror writer, he'd written stories far scarier than that. After Anna left, Abby approached Jack. He had recognized him right away and claimed to be a fan. Abby even asked Jack to read a story he had written, but Jack had no interest. When Abby kept talking despite being brushed off, Jack grabbed a hot spoon and pressed it against his hand. Humiliated and hurt, Abby walked away. That night, Anna realized Jack had forgotten some belongings. She went to return them, but no matter how long she knocked, nobody answered. What she didn't know was that Jack had been rushed to the hospital. That night, he was overwhelmed by terrifying visions. Already burdened by guilt over his mother, he suffered a complete breakdown. A few days later, after being discharged, Jack returned to the hotel to collect his things. The place felt even emptier than before. That's when he learned Anna had mysteriously disappeared while he was hospitalized. The police had searched both the hotel and the nearby woods. Their main suspect was a homeless man living nearby. The man often ground up hallucinogenic mushrooms and mixed them into water. He believed they could expand human perception. Most people thought he was insane. Someone had seen him talking to Anna on the night she vanished, and now he had disappeared too. Even with all the evidence pointing at the homeless man, Jack wasn't convinced. He had met the man before. Strange as he was, they had actually gotten along. What puzzled Jack even more was that the sealed room had never been searched. The staff explained that only the hotel owner had the key to the iron door. No one else could get inside. With no other leads, Jack decided to investigate the homeless man's campsite. There he found one of Anna's favorite books inside a vehicle. Just then, the homeless man suddenly appeared. Instead of running, he calmly answered Jack's questions. He claimed Anna was his friend. He denied hurting her. In fact, he said he had seen Anna's ghost. 2 nights earlier, he had sneaked into the hotel hoping to steal something. While leaving, an old service elevator bell inside the sealed room suddenly rang. Anna's ghost appeared and pointed toward the dumbwaiter. The homeless man had since stolen the key from the hotel owner. He planned to sneak back into the hotel that night after closing. Curious, Jack decided to join him. That evening, they broke into the hotel. As they headed upstairs, the homeless man went looking for something he could use as a weapon. While waiting near the entrance, Jack heard a loud thud. A security guard had discovered the intruder and knocked him unconscious. The guard never noticed Jack hiding nearby, so Jack continued alone. Soon, he reached the top floor and entered the mysterious suite. Inside, there was nothing unusual, just the smell of decay. Gradually, he relaxed. Without realizing it, he fell asleep. Later, someone woke him up. The hotel owner had discovered the missing key and come to investigate. Without thinking, Jack handed the key over. Just as they were about to leave, Jack noticed a small hidden door in the wall. The owner's reaction was immediate. He desperately urged Jack to leave. Ignoring him, Jack opened the door. Inside was an old food elevator. The owner's nervous behavior made Jack suspicious. He pressed the control button. As the machine rattled to life, something slowly rose from below. It was Anna. Her body had been missing for days. Jack froze in horror. The owner knew the secret was out. He immediately locked the room and left. Then he staged the hotel to make it seem as though no one had ever entered. His plan was simple: leave Jack trapped inside forever. Next to Anna's body, Jack found his own recorder. In a recorded message, Anna revealed the truth. She had been involved with the hotel owner, and she was pregnant. If the affair became public, everything he had built would be destroyed. So he locked Anna inside the elevator shaft. Because the basement control was broken, the lift could only be operated from above. Anna had died alone in darkness and despair. The witch legend had become the perfect cover story. Now Jack was trapped in the same room. He refused to die there, and he refused to let the truth disappear with him. Searching desperately for an escape, he discovered a small dog door hidden behind a cabinet, but it was locked from the outside. All he could find was a kitchen knife. He tried removing the rusty screws around the opening. After struggling for a long time, he finally loosened one, but many of the others were rusted solid. What he didn't notice was that something was watching him from behind. A chill ran down his spine. For the first time, he wondered if the witch legend might actually be real. And if all the answers were hidden in the basement, maybe there was even another way out. Determined to find out, Jack headed downstairs. Before going, he built a simple mechanism using a rotating figurine. It would automatically press the elevator button every hour. That way he wouldn't end up trapped underground like Anna. Carefully, he explored the basement, but there was no exit, only a single wall standing at the end of a long corridor. Defeated, he sat in a corner and listened to Anna's recording again. The fear in her voice sounded far too real. And Jack couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching him from the darkness. He quickly decided to leave, but as he stood up, he kicked something on the floor. It was a used piece of chalk. That discovery made him even more uneasy. He sprinted back toward the elevator. There was only 1 minute left until the hour. All he could do was curl up and wait. Then suddenly, every light in the basement went out. A moment later, the sound of chains dragging across the floor echoed through the darkness. Jack knew for certain there had been no living thing down there during his search. Thankfully, the hour had arrived. The elevator was about to activate, but the sound kept getting closer and closer. In the darkness, Jack thought he saw a horrifying face. At last, the elevator started moving. Jack escaped back to the room above. Breathing heavily, he looked down through the elevator opening. And there, climbing upward through the darkness, was something waiting for him. At that moment, Jack could no longer deny it. The witch was real.